Ever pondered upon how much waste we generate each day, or the gravity of the climate change crisis we're facing? It's alarming, isn't it? The sheer scale and magnitude of the problem can make it seem insurmountable and overwhelming. But there's more to it than meets the eye. The core cause of our environmental crisis lies deep within the systemic flaws of our current socioeconomic structure. This is where our examination should begin, in tracing the roots of our environmental troubles to the system that breeds it. We're living in a capitalist society. Capitalism, a system propelled by profit and growth, has been the reigning economic model for centuries. It has brought about remarkable technological advancements and an unprecedented rate of wealth generation. Yet, it is also the very system that has led us to the brink of an environmental catastrophe. The capitalist ethos, with its relentless pursuit of profit and growth, often results in an excessive amount of waste and resource depletion. Its byproducts are the piles of garbage on our streets, the smog in our skies, and the toxins in our rivers. Now let's delve deeper into the intricacies of capitalism and its role in environmental degradation. Consumerism, a cultural phenomenon fueled by capitalism. The capitalist model encourages mass production and mass consumption, leading to a vicious cycle of buy, use, dispose. The more we consume, the more we discard, and this wastage is a significant factor in environmental pollution. Consumerism, though it may seem innocent, is a significant contributor to the mounting waste issue we face today. Another aspect of this is planned obsolescence, a strategy employed by capitalist industries to ensure a continuous demand for their products. Products are designed to become obsolete or fail after a certain period, forcing consumers to replace them. This practice further exacerbates the waste issue, leading to more products ending up in landfills. Unchecked industrial practices under capitalism also have dire consequences. Industries, in their quest for profit, often disregard environmental considerations, leading to widespread pollution. They spew harmful chemicals into the air, dump waste in our waterways, and degrade our lands. These activities are significant contributors to global warming and climate change. Capitalism also perpetuates social inequalities. Inherent nature, which rewards the most competitive, often leaves the most vulnerable at a disadvantage. The widening wealth gap, a stark reality of capitalistic societies, often leaves marginalized communities to bear the brunt of environmental burdens. They end up living in polluted areas, exposed to harmful toxins, and often have limited access to clean water and other essential resources. So where does the solution lie? Perhaps a socialist approach could provide sustainable solutions. A system that values people and the planet over profit could potentially alleviate the environmental challenges we face. It's a complex issue requiring a drastic shift in our values and systems, but it's a discussion worth having. In conclusion, it's high time we start questioning how our current capitalist system contributes to these challenges, and how a socialist approach could be the key to sustainable solutions. Our capitalist mindset, driven by profit, often leads to an excessive amount of waste. The widening wealth gap, for instance, often leaves marginalized communities to bear the brunt of environmental burdens, from living in polluted areas to having limited access to clean water. Now let's contrast this with socialism. At its core, a socialist community is characterized by the principles of collective ownership. This is not just about sharing material, but it also involves democratic control over these resources. Every member has a say, every voice matters, every decision is a collective one. This is in stark contrast to capitalism, where control over resources is often concentrated in the hands of a few. Additionally, the distribution of resources in a socialist society is founded on the principle of equity. It's not just about achieving equality, where everyone gets the same share. Rather, it's about ensuring everyone gets what they need, taking into account their particular circumstances, abilities, and contributions. This could be a far cry from the capitalist principles of competition and survival of the fittest, where not everyone has the same opportunities to succeed. Furthermore, a commitment to environmental sustainability is a defining pillar of socialism. Socialism emphasizes the welfare of both current and future generations, recognizing the dire need to safeguard our planet. This commitment is deeply ingrained in socialist policymaking, influencing everything from industrial practices to daily living habits. This stands in stark contrast to capitalism, particularly its profit-driven values that often overlook the environmental implications of their actions. In the capitalist world, there are countless examples of practices that have led to environmental degradation and waste. Take, for instance, the fast fashion industry. A notorious contributor to environmental clothes are produced cheaply, sold quickly, and discarded after a single use, leading to mountains of waste. Then there's the agricultural sector, where the excessive use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers pollutes our soil and water, threatening biodiversity and human health. On the other hand, successful socialist models have consistently shown a commitment to sustainability. Take, for example, the Nordic social democracies. They have achieved a balance between a prosperous economy and a sustainable environment, showcasing how socialism can work in practice. Their policies prioritize ecological balance, renewable energy, and waste reduction, setting an example for the rest of the world. Another example can be found in Cuba, particularly its healthcare and education systems. Despite its economic challenges, Cuba has prioritized these sectors, ensuring universal access to quality healthcare and education. This is a testament to socialism's commitment to human welfare, demonstrating that progress is possible even in the face of adversity. These socialist models, with the principles of waste reduction and climate solutions, they place a high value on sustainable living and proactive environmental policy. They show that a different approach is not just possible but necessary for the sustainability of our planet. They present a different way forward, one that balances economic growth with environmental preservation and individual prosperity with collective welfare. Such models are a challenge to traditional capitalist frameworks, but they also provide inspiration. They show that another world is possible, one where profit does not come at the expense of our planet, and wealth does not come at the cost of social equity. They show how socialism, with its principles of collective ownership, equitable resource distribution, and commitment to environmental sustainability, can indeed offer a different way forward. In a socialist community, there's a greater potential for collaborative climate solutions. It paves the way for a unified approach to challenge environmental issues that plague our world today. Socialist communities embrace a model where the welfare of each individual is tied to the collective welfare of the community. It's built on the premise that each person has a role to play and can contribute towards making the environment a safer place to live. The major characteristics include collective decision-making, shared responsibility, and equal access to resources. This particular community model promotes policies that heavily favor renewable energy. They encourage the use of solar, wind, and water energy sources, decreasing the reliance on non-renewable and harmful energy sources like coal and oil. Conservation is another integral part of their policy framework. There are stringent regulations that prohibit wasteful usage of natural resources. Waste management, recycling, and composting become a community effort, reducing the overall carbon footprint. Sustainable agriculture is another area where socialist communities shine, is placed on organic farming, reducing the use of harmful pesticides and genetically modified crops. This not only improves the quality of the food produced, but also enriches the soil, leading to a healthier environment. What sets socialist communities apart is the spirit of collaboration, knowledge sharing, and innovation. Various knowledge exchange programs and workshops are organized to encourage individuals to come up with innovative solutions to combat climate change. This can lead to successful collaborative efforts that benefit not just one individual or corporation, but the whole community. The shared responsibility and collective effort foster an environment that is conducive to the well-being of the planet and its inhabitants. In conclusion, socialist principles foster collaboration, knowledge sharing, and innovation. This can lead to successful collaborative efforts that benefit not just one individual or corporation, but the whole community. Transitioning to a socialist community, of course, won't be without its challenges. This is a concept that has been debated extensively in contemporary times. What would a shift to socialism mean for us in our society? The answer isn't simple, but it is essential. A socialist society strives for economic equity, social justice, and environmental sustainability. Economic equality is a cornerstone socialism. It seeks to ensure that wealth is distributed evenly among the population, reducing the income gap that has been a source of much social tension in capitalist societies. The aim is to provide everyone with equal access to resources, opportunities, and benefits, irrespective of one's contribution to the economy. This concept may seem radical or even impossible, but it is a critical element of a socialist society. Social justice, another primary aspect of socialism, promotes equal rights and opportunities for everyone, regardless of their background or personal characteristics. It works towards eliminating systemic barriers and discrimination that prevent individuals from reaching their full potential. Then comes environmental sustainability. Socialism stands for an economic system that respects and preserves the environment. It encourages sustainable practices and strives to minimize human impact on the environment. This involves a shared responsibility to conserve, protect, and restore our planet, thereby promoting a sustainable future for generations to come. Education and awareness play a pivotal role in this transition. It is vital to dispel myths and misconceptions about socialism. The change requires us to understand and appreciate the benefits of collective ownership, shared responsibility, and the equal distribution of wealth. The more we educate ourselves and each other, the better equipped we'll be to handle the transitions. By overcoming misconceptions about socialism and highlighting the benefits of collective ownership and shared responsibility, we can pave the way for a more sustainable future. To achieve this future, we need policies that support economic equality, social justice, and environmental sustainability. But how do we get there? The answer lies in the collective effort of governments, international institutions, and every individual who believes in the possibility of a better future. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It requires commitment, dedication, and a belief in the idea that we can create a world that is more equitable and just, where every individual has the opportunity to thrive. To do this, we must first acknowledge the role governments and international collaborations. They play a pivotal role in shaping the economic and social landscape of our society. It is through their influence that socialist principles can be adopted and implemented, leading to systemic changes on a global scale. Imagine a world where these principles are not just theories and concepts, but a reality. A world where a global network of socialist communities exists, all working collaboratively to address one of the most pressing issues of our time: climate change. This vision is not just a dream, but a potential reality. It's the manifestation of a society that prioritizes the welfare of all its members over individualistic gains. These communities could become the catalysts for change, driving the implementation of policies that promote economic equality, social justice, and environmental sustainability. They could challenge the current economic paradigm and offer an alternative model, one that is based on cooperation and shared responsibility. This potential for international cooperation is one of the many reasons why the adoption of a true socialist community is so necessary. It's not just about creating a fairer society, but also about ensuring the survival of our planet. We need to act now and work together to make this vision a reality. Because to achieve this future, we need policies that support economic equality, social justice, and environmental sustainability. This potential for international cooperation is one of the many reasons why the adoption of a true socialist community is so necessary. In conclusion, a socialist approach could be the key to addressing the pressing issues that our world is riddled with today: waste, social inequalities, and climate change. These challenges aren't only undermining our present, but they are also posing a formidable threat to our future. For instance, the increasing waste generation has led to alarming levels of pollution. The specter of social inequalities looms large, engendering a sense of alienation and disillusionment among the marginalized and underprivileged sections of the society. Moreover, climate change, the veritable elephant in the room, looms ominously over humanity, with its devastating effects unfolding with each passing day. But there is hope. By embracing socialist principles, we can turn the tide and herald a new era of sustainability and justice. These principles offer a roadmap toward a future where the wealth of the world is distributed fairly, where every individual has access to basic necessities, and where we live in harmony with nature. The power of socialism lies in its vision of a collective society where everyone has an equal stake in its advancement and well-being. This ideology does not merely present a theoretical alternative, it offers a pragmatic solution to the intertwined crises we are grappling with. It is not about being politically left or right, it's about being ethically and morally correct. It's about curbing rampant consumerism, promoting social welfare, and safeguarding our environment for future generations. The time for change is now. We can no longer afford to be complacent or remain indifferent. It's time we put socialist principles into action and strive for a future that's not only sustainable, but also equitable and just. It's time to redefine our priorities and reshape the world we live in. The time for change is now.